Madden season is here! In this video, we're going to show you how to get easy offense, how to get corner routes open like this, where you can actually possibly hit the sideline or take it all the way to the house, depending on what defense is set up in. And what about those quick plays? Well, they can be deadly too. A quick play like this, where you just hike it, throw it, an RPO that goes all the way to the house, putting the move on, and we are on the way to the end zone. Now, you're probably wondering, man, I need some defensive pressure. But we'll show you how to get double blitzes like this, where you just take out the quarterback. We'll show you how to come off the corner like this. And we'll even show you how to set up a blitz up the A gap, where you can come screaming in the middle just like this. Quarterback has no chance. And with all that blitzing, you're bound to get easy interceptions, and you have people chucking the ball up just like this. And we love getting interceptions off of this. And this one we're going to take back to the house. The fat guys are too slow. We're gone. And if you have blitzes and coverage like this in your defense, it's going to be unstoppable. And we'll even show you how to pick off those crossing routes and anticipate them just like this. So keep it locked in for the first Madden mini scheme from Dad's Son Gaming. It's another glorious day on a virtual gridiron. Welcome to Dad's Son Gaming YouTube channel, where we will be featuring Madden content. And yes, we will be covering MUT, how to build your team, how to get the right abilities, how to get free players, how to earn free coins. All that will be coming. We like to start off our first few days inside of regs and literally showing people how they can actually develop plays. Now, there are two seasons in Madden. There is preseason and there is a regular season. Let me tell you what the preseason is. The preseason is when you get early access to the game and you just hop in online. And we did that. We got the game straight out the box. We hopped in online with no practice, no strategy, and we got our butts whipped on day one. And the good thing about it is we learned a lot. We felt the game out. We seen how things kind of work, seen the passing. And after the Madden server went out, which everyone was disappointed, we were back online, and then began my regular season. So since my regular season, I have a scheme and I have went undefeated using this scheme. And so in today's video, I'm going to give you an offensive mini scheme that will help you move the ball methodically down the field. It will also help you attack every area of the field. We're talking the corners, the sideline, the slants. We're going to even talk about an RPO that many people are finding almost hard to stop. And this will help you get some wins in Madden against your average opponents. Now, against professional opponents or people who play like sweats, we're going to have something a little bit more detailed than that. But for now, let's dive into this mini scheme and show you exactly how you can get started today. And then if this video gets enough likes, I will do a mini scheme on my unstoppable blitz. And I'm going to do all of this for free as long as we have subscribers come to the channel. So let's dive into our first offensive mini scheme. I'm going to show you the settings to set up. I'm going to show you the plays. I'm going to show you how you can actually start using this today so you can start winning more games. Let's jump right into it. So let's dive right into some strategy. And so we're inside of Madden 24, and we have this for the next gen. And let me show you my online record since the server reset. So again, it kind of reset my record for this profile. So I'm going to go into online, and I'm going to show you my first 4 games after the reset. And again, we actually had some pretty good luck using the strategy. I just decided to use it, and I was playing around with it. So again, it's a pretty good strategy. So if we go here to leaderboards, again, I'm not in the leaderboard in any particular way, but as you see, we started off 4-0. Let me show you the teams that we played with so you know that what I'm about to show you, you don't need a high power quarterback. You simply just need to have some patience. So as you look, my first game, I won 14-8. I used the 49ers. Brock Purdy is not a top tier quarterback. I was able to do good with that. And I used the Giants for the next 3. And as you know, Daniel Jones is not a top tier quarterback. And so again, we even faced off against better teams. The Eagles and Seahawks are better teams. And so everyone likes to use high power teams, but we were able to score relatively well using the strategy. And as you see, the first time I used it, again, I put up 14 points, but as I kind of got used to it, I started putting up more and more points. And as you see, we're holding our opponents below 14 points. So again, let's go back into Madden, the team strategy mode. And I'm going to show you the playbook that I'm using. And this way you can actually use this formation. This formation is pretty deadly, and a lot of people already know about it, but many people who are new to Madden may not be aware of how good it can actually be. So we're going to go to team practice, and this play that we're going to use, or formation that we're going to use, is actually a series of plays. What we're going to use can be found in the Buffalo Bills playbook, which I think is a better playbook, but also the Giants playbook. And some of you may be in leagues to where you have to keep the playbook that is associated with your team. And if you do choose the Giants, their playbook has this strategy in it too as well. So I'm going to go over to the Giants here, and I'm just going to use their stock playbook. So I'm going to get ready and use their stock playbook. And again, Giants or Bills, you can find this particular play. So as we set up in to practice mode, I'm actually going to go over to the formation, and the formation is going to be pistol. The plays are going to come out of open, flex, close. So the Giants has pistol, deuce close, and pistol, open, flex, close. Now I'm going to share with you the plays that's inside of this and how you can use them to start putting up points and advancing the ball in your games. So we got motion zone split, RPO read, flat wheel. That's a deadly play. Motion counter Y. We also have Z spot, inside zone weak. We also have seam, and we also have PA boot, dive, and PA deep in. For my audibles, I like to take out PA pin deep and put in RPO wheel flat, and I'll keep the dive where it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're just going to call the play inside zone weak, which is one of the running plays. And then we're going to put the computer in a man-to-man defense, right? So we're just going to go man-to-man. I'm going to show you why, because if you catch them in man, there's a deadly play. So we're going to run these series of plays through a man-to-man defense. Now, what's so cool about this inside zone weak is that, as you see, the tight end is a lead blocker. And so if I hike this as is in a man defense, he can actually pick up his block. So if someone is running man-to-man or blitz on you, he can actually pick up his block. Don't worry, I'm going to show different formations and different zones. But again, this is a 4-man front. As we run this, as you see, he goes out and gets his block. So it is tough to cover this in man unless someone has a defensive tackle that has, that can blow up inside zone. So they have to have that ability to do it. I think Calais Campbell is one of them. And then there is a defensive tackle that can also do it as well. So if a defense tackle has the ability inside stuff, it will stop this play. But if they don't, you can pretty much run it and have some pretty good success. Now, another variation that you can do out of this is with this play is that you can actually go here and you can motion the tight end over for extra blocking, and he can be already there and he can actually run and go get people. And as you see, I'm actually able to get a better run when I do that. So that's another thing you can do out of this is motion that tight end over to block. If you got a great blocking tight end, it's going to work good. So now that you have hit him with some runs, you also have what's called the RPO. Now I'm going to audible to RPO read flat wheel, and let me show you what this will do to man defense. So I'm going to press this. I'm going to wait till he clears, and I'm just going to throw it. As you see, he is butt naked, wide open. So if you're facing man-to-man defense, blitz, or cover 2, then you want to throw this with some touch. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to audible to RPO read wheel flat. I'm going to press A, and I'm just going to throw it. As you see, they're going to have to manually cover that in man, because some people want to do man-to-man and shade down. This will get them out of that. Now, also in this RPO, there's another variation. If you don't throw it and you just press A, it'll hand it to your running back. So if you hike this and hold A, it will hand it to your running back. So again, this is a really good formation because you can do a lot. Now, let's say if you, well, wrong play, I called inside zone here, but let's go back to it. Let's audible back to RPO read wheel flat. Now, let's say if you don't press A and you don't pass it, then this will turn into an immediate quarterback run. And that's what makes it so dangerous. So you got one play that has like 3 plays built into it. That's what I love about it. Now, also, if they are playing zone, then you have this X receiver that you can actually throw to. So I will put the computer into zone, and I'm actually going to show you what you can actually look for in zone, because you may not want to throw there all the time if you are facing an opponent that's in zone. So we're going to choose a cover 3 sky, people like to use this defense because it literally takes away corner routes. And we do have a corner route, but you can also look for X as well. So if I run this, you have X. So again, you can look for X, or you can look for the person coming out of the backfield. Again, that makes it extremely deadly. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to look at the sideline really quick. And again, you can hit X. So this can be pretty deadly against your zones. And again, this little route will get over cover 2. So now we're going to go to the next play, and that play is Z spot. What I like about this play, if you look at Z spot, it has a slant that covers your middle. It also has a very sharp corner route. And then it has a little dig route right here. So it has a dig comeback route where he just kind of stops. But if you have a zone and you want to clear your zone, you can actually streak this receiver right here, and you can run it as so. Now what you've done, you've created a flood concept. So this is a cover 3. So this might take away the corner route. If it does, you have your tight end in the flat. And so again, that's a 10-yard pass every time. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to put the computer in a random defense so I don't know what's coming. And we're just going to run the play Z spot. I'm going to show you some options. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to put the computer in a random nickel. So I don't know what they're going to call. It's a random nickel. And just based off the simple reads, it's a very easy play to read. If it's a man, you can hit the middle. If it's a cover 2 zone, you can hit the corner, or you may even see your receiver deep. And you can even motion this receiver if you want to kind of push more room out for them to run. So I just motioned him and pushed him out a little deeper. And so this is another option you can do. So I'm going to hike this. I'm going to read the defense. And again, they're leaving my tight end open. So you will have the tight end open, or you have the corner route. Now, if they go into a cover 2, you can always look at the corner route. So the first route is my corner route, and then I'm coming across looking at the slant. So again, if I see the corner route, you can hit that. So again, be patient, let the corner route clear. If they're blitzing you, you can hit the center for an easy catch. So that is a few ways you can do this. And you don't have to streak that outside B receiver. If you leave him, then he sits here in a curl route. But again, I don't like the curl route against zone because that man rotates over. I like this curl route because what it will do, it will clear the zone out, allowing that corner to go. So by me streaking him, as you see, it just cleared the zone out. It's a late throw by me. But again, I almost made that throw. So I would like to streak that receiver just to push it out. Now, the next play we're going to cover is X seam. X seam is really, really good because number one, you have that tight end going on an out route. Then you have your running back right here that has a delayed route. And then you have the B receiver coming across the middle. And then you have this X receiver that's kind of on an inside streak. So I like this because you literally can have this guy run over the middle. So if we go to replay, if a person is in a zone and you know it's a zone, this is how you can actually counter this. So I'm going to go instant replay. And as you look at 18, look how crazy open he gets. So against zone, he can run right through the zones. This streak is pulling that linebacker and they cross each other, and look at the separation. So this actually can confuse zones. That streak read is like a later read. So if you go to X seam, you have that as an option. If they're running man and man, then you may have inside leverage to throw this. So again, as I'm looking at this, you just have to make sure that was a man to man at time. So again, you just have to make sure you read. And if you see someone following, so if I see someone following him, what I'd basically do if I'm in this play is you can hit that right there. So again, if they're in some type of kind of freaky looking defense where no one is dropping back, you just wait and you can hit this over the middle. So this is a really, really good play. I would advise throwing this with touch. And as you see, if you throw it with good touch, you can actually just tear a zone up. So this is a really good play that's congruent with everything else. So going, again, it's called X seam. And you can even streak B just to keep that safety from coming down. And by streaking B, it does just that. So as you see, I'm just going to take a sack here, but I wanted to show you all the options that you have when you hike this play. So Let me go back and show you the replay. So here's the replay. I didn't want to make a read, but look at the reads that I have that I could have made. So here's the reads that we have. We have the tight end right here. That's a read. We also have these guys right here. And that could have been a throw right there. I could have led him out here. And even if we take it back, again, this guy's going to have to run to that streak. And so even still, if you want to have a 50-50 ball, you can do a 50-50 ball right here. This is a really good 50-50 ball right where you can actually get this throw in. So again, you'd have to lead that correctly. So we're going to go X seam again. And if I wanted to, I can go an out route and do this. I can go a deep out route, which actually creates a mini flood concept. So now I can really work that side if I needed to. Well, it's a bad read on me. But again, if you have that, Fred Warner is a really good linebacker. Now he's all lit up. So again, X seam is another good one. And if you want to, you can create crossers in this. So by me simply taking the X receiver and putting him on a drag, now I have double crossers here. I can streak this receiver and I can even motion him out if I want to. And I can just hike it and you'll see now I have double drags and I can hit the tight end. It's wide open. So again, if you read this correctly, you can get up the field 5 to 10 yards at a time. Now we're going to show some other plays out of this. We also have the dive, and I like the dive because the dive can go directly up the middle. And again, if a team is in zone, which they're going to be to try to stop you, then you can run it up the middle. Now, another thing, if you want, when you go X seam, you can take this tight end, motion him over, and they won't know if it's a run or not, but you can motion this tight end over, and now look what you got. You have the tight end on a drag, and you have this too. So again, you can motion a tight end over and make him a threat. Another thing you can do with the tight end, I'm just going to give you some ideas here, is you can take this tight end and you can streak him, causing this kind of effect here. So if I motion this tight end over, he is streaked. And so you can have him run up the middle. You can have him going inside. You can have him going on an out route. And again, if you have the extra, hot routes, then you can have that as well too. So I would normally take Saquon Barkley and move him over here. So if I'm going to do that, my audible would look like this. If I want to do a variation, Saquon Barkley on a swing, the tight end this way, you shouldn't run two receivers in the same area. So now we're going to hike this. And now we have the tight end. So the reason why you want to add this in here is because remember, on that inside zone play, you may decide that, hey, I want to motion this guy. And when you motion him to block, let me do a run here, even though this is going to the opposite side. If you motion your tight end over to block, they don't know if it's a run or pass, but they got to respect the fact that you can do both. And look at the tight end. He just goes out and he just hunts and just takes down takes down defenders. So that's what makes this deadly. So you can call inside seam and you can do it this way. And when you motion a tight end, when he sets, hike, and now look at this. He can just be a dangerous play to each side. So the tight end will be huge in this type of offense because he can block and he can also literally go out for routes. So again, either way, having a tight end can make it dangerous, and having him as an extra lead blocker is crazy because he goes through and clears out. So folks, this is a really good mini scheme so far. Now, I'm actually going to show you a few other plays you can add in with the motion zone split. This will confuse your opponent because they're going to think you're going to do the RPO wheel, but this is actually a run up the gut. So if I go RPO, this is actually the run version. It's not RPO. It's going to actually have your guy run. So again, that's a good one. And the counter, I'm not in love with it because sometimes they get off of the blocks and they literally can hit you in the backfield. So if you do the motion counter Y, they can come off the block. So I'm just going to go motion counter Y and show you. So you see the motion counter Y here. If you don't be patient with this run, you'll get hit in the backfield. Like I said, the counters get always muddied up. Like the counters are decent, but you got to be patient with them because they're going to take a step in. So With the counters, it's like you have to be really patient. And as you see, I just don't like the counters because it just takes too long in the backfield. So I really don't run counters a lot unless the defense is obviously shifting lines. So next part, what type of formations on defense will you see and how to take advantage of them? So you're going to see probably let me go in here and call this play here. And I'm going to do one last one. It's called PA boot. So you'll probably see mainly a cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, and some mixed coverages, and also people can audible their guys. But if you're reading zone, your safe spot is going to be the flats, but also you have this play right here, which can actually give you a lot of time. So if you have a mobile quarterback, this is the play action play that I like to use. If you run this and you can get that throw out there, you literally can have a play action that moves everyone to the left. So you can mix that in with everything you're doing. And again, they're going to have to respect the fact that you can run. And as you see, you may have your wide receiver right there. So again, a lot of really cool plays out of this. But if you're struggling for offense, if you run this play with all of or you run this formation with all the plays, you should be able to keep a defense off guard. And you can even reverse it or flip it. Again, if you flip it, depending on what side of the field you're on, and I'm going to call this RP or wheel flat, then flipping it may be an advantage. But again, make sure you make the right reads. And if someone takes your wide receiver, you can still hit the tight end. So a deadly play, this is something you guys can put in your offense. And what I'm actually going to do now is I'm actually going to show you some footage of how I use this in game. All right, so here's an actual online game of me using every single thing I just showed you in this mini scheme tutorial. So we're going to call open flex, and we're going to start off with calling inside zone run play. And we're going to just read the defense, and we feel like we can pass. So we're going to audible to Z spot, streak that B receiver so it clears out that zone. And we're going to hit that corner route, and we're going to hit it on time. And because we hit it on time, he's over pursuing, and we're able to go down and just get an easy touchdown. So again, that corner route can be deadly. It's sharp, it cuts good. And so again, he scores, we get the ball back, and what we're going to do, we're going to hit that corner route again until he adjusts to it. Now he's adjusting to it, so now we're going to run up the middle with Saquon Barkley. As you see, you can get deadly gashing runs up the middle. And again, we're going to motion our wide receiver and do that RPO, and he misses the pick there. We got lucky, and we're able to get inside or near the 20. Now, next play we're going to do is we're going to hit our tight end and the flats. That will be open too. Make sure you look for that tight end and the flats as I showed you in the tutorial. And then we're going to also go with the run. We're not going to motion this time, but again, he does a great job at blocking, and we're able to get a good run out of this. And so again, we're looking, and we're going to audible to X seam. So we're not going to do the flat plays, not enough room. We're going to go to X seam. We're going to hit that tight end on that out route, turn it up for a touchdown. Easy, easy score. Now he scores, we get the ball back, and we're gonna hit him with the RPO, and we're gonna run it, and we see that he doesn't make adjustments. He's on that safety, so we throw it really quick, and we're off to the races. We're gonna put the juke on him. Whoa, that juke is nasty this year, so make sure you use that when you're in open field. So he has the ball, and we need a turnover right here to blow this guy out.
That is all Madden to you.
I'm the man. I'm the man. You got me the ball. I got you the ball. You got the ball. I got the ball. You got me the ball. You got me the ball.
So now we got a 2 touchdown advantage. His back is against the wall. And so we're going to set up our blitz off the edge. So we get a nice sack off that defense we set up, and he wants to know huddle us. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to set it up. We're going to get some A-gap pressure, and here comes the blitz. A-gap blitz. No one is running this blitz online. Don't worry. If we get enough subscribers, we'll teach it to you. So second half, we kick the ball off, and we hit him. And literally, it's 28-14. He has the ball, and he's going to try to go for a crosser, and we're all over that. We get a pick. And again, our ball again, and we couldn't take this one to the house, but again, we got to pick with a linebacker, which is very hard to do. So here, we actually miss a read. Our guy's wide open, we miss him, and I just decided to take off with Daniel Jones. He has some wheels on here, and the Giants are not a bad team for regs. Again, they're pretty decent. So we're gonna run that RPO wheel flat again. Let's see if he stops it, and no, we're still butt naked wide open, and we score again. And that's too much to handle. He's down 34-14, and he just quits. So folks, this is the offense, and it does work. Make sure you are using variations of it, setting your audibles, doing your hot routes, and you should have some good success. Now, if this video helped you, make sure you like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss one of our videos. And I know you're gonna ask me, what was that blitz that I was using? How am I able to set that up? Nobody is running this online. It's one that I discovered in practice. And if we can get 3,000 subscribers, I will do a tutorial on that blitz. So again, help us get to 3,000 subscribers. We appreciate the 750 subscribers we have now. We need to get to 3,000, and we'll give that mini scheme away. So if you want it, share this video, get your friends to like it, get your mother to like it, get anyone who has a heartbeat to like it. Help us get to 3,000 subscribers, and we'll share it. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video of Madden 24. Peace.